the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here. Zobu, zobu, reigning by master.
Disgraceful.
The emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here.
We are live and we are direct. You may not like it and fight what we are. If you like it, if you don't like it, you don't follow me. We are live and we are
But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you, that they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond, to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. They will buy some of you over. The spirit of Oba Biasika and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we're doing. You can't. You cannot. Not in a trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwukika Abiyama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora-Eri, the same God of Owe-Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not to be nobody, the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who we are chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these neo-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off. They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
We have tried to live in Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us. We have found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people, and still we have the same problems reoccurring. Perhaps the time has come to revisit the very foundations of Nigeria.
Are defending him. Fulani people are defending him. But you idiots from the south, from the east, you're talking rubbish about your one Nigeria. Whereas a terrorist, a killer, a murderer is in government as a minister. His own people are the people defending him. But you are in the south attacking those who are fighting for your freedom. And you're telling me that your brains are normal. Maybe that's your one Nigeria. Whereas a terrorist, a killer, a murderer is in government as a minister. His own people are the people defending him. But you are in the south attacking those who are fighting for your freedom. And you're telling me that your brains are normal. Maybe there's something in Suya, maybe in Kilishi, and in that cattle that they give to us to eat. There must be something fundamentally wrong with us as a people. Fundamentally wrong with us as a people. And we must confront it. And confront it we shall. These people lecturing us about no secession. You're destroying the country. You people, you Fulani idiots, you Fulani bigots, you Fulani impostors, you Fulani vagabonds are the same people that welcomed the rehabilitation of terrorists. You granted bandits, killers, murderers, and kidnappers amnesty. I want Obia not to listen. I want Tripas to listen. I want Tripas, this idiot, Sarikin Fulani of Imo State, Hope to listen very, very carefully. You people are fools because you cannot listen very well. The same people you're fighting for, killing your own people because of them, they are the ones rehabilitating, so they claim, putting the army that we have today. Somebody might come and say, you have given the order that the police and the army should be attacked. All those idiots. Some of you fools who cannot reason, we are not attacking any police. We are attacking the terrorists that they brought into the police and into the army. They are the ones killing our people. We must defend ourselves. You fools cannot reason very well. We are not fighting any standing or legally, properly constituted army or police. These are the same Fulani terrorists, murderers and killers. The same people that went in, in Damaturu or wherever it is, killing and slaughtering Christians in droves. You fools that cannot reason. The same Boko Haram that has been killing, the same Fulani terrorists have been killing people. They are the ones now in the army. Did you not see them? Recruit them into the army? You're telling me we shouldn't fight them? These are terrorists in police uniform and army uniform. You're saying we should not fight them? Is that what you're saying? Are you that foolish? Are you that stupid? This same Fulani pontificating about peace and unity and anti-secession, whatever garbage that they are pouring out of their useless, stinking janjaweed mouths. These same idiots, these same fools are the ones that rehabilitated Boko Haram. So they claim. These fools are the ones that granted amnesty to bandits. Now, let me surprise all of you. Surprise, surprise. Those that are giving amnesty to are Fulani terrorists, Fulani bandits, Fulani kidnappers, Fulani headsmen who are murderers and land-grabbing urchins. These are the people that are giving amnesty to. You people should reason. You zoo animals called Nigerians, reason for once. The hypocrisy in Fulani, their hypocrisy is astonishing. Hypocrites. Fulani, who is responsible for the state of almost anarchy in the zoo, who is responsible for the hopelessness of the security framework of the zoo, Fulani, who is responsible for insecurity, Fulani, who are the bandits, Fulani, who are the terrorists in the zoo, Fulani, which people are going about slaughtering and taking over other people's farmlands. It is you. You people are the problem. Unfortunately, some idiots from the south cannot see it. You wanted to show us that you know how to write grammar, writing rubbish about one Nigeria. You are defending something that is indefensible. Indefensible, you fools. Some smelly rats, some smelly garbage, gutter, alamajiri, gutter. The lowest of the low. If it's one of those of their fools talking, I will even understand. From the gutter. Not contributed one single thing to the advancement of the zoo. Not one single contribution has the Fulani ever made. Tell me one national contribution that the Fulani has ever made to the advancement of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Just name one thing, absolutely nothing. They want power. Power and control of oil and gas. That's all they need. That's all they want. So they can run your lives for you and control your destiny. And you're not ashamed of yourself to claim that you're educated.
Iwe were iwe gị n'ọnụma gị wee bịa leta anyị. Ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị. Ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ. Nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ, wee na-ata ikikere eze. Nwaanyị kunie ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ. Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị n'ime n'iyi. Okwu ebepụ ya isi. Anyị bụ ka anyị kpọpụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo. Ihe ọbụla anyị mara aka n'ime ha sị na ka ha gaa n'ihu. Elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri agha nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ. Anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra bụ ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị. Anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm juru ebe niile. Ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ. Anyị kwe sịpụta anyị ka kpọchie. Anyị kwe sịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị. Onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị agha ka isi wee hụ ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị. Akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke. Akọba anyị ka anyị na-aza. Akọba anyị na-aza Ikechukwu. Akọba anyị na-aza amara Chineke. Akọba anyị na-aza Chisom. Akọba anyị na-aza Chizoba. Nna nke dị nsọ. Onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye obi na anyị bụ ụmụ gị. Bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị. Bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ajọ ihe. Bịa ka iwe lụrụ anyị ọgụ. Bịa ka iwe tịtụ ozu. Ọ bụ ọkọwa mgbe m milere Goliath. Chineke nna nke igwe wee memiri Fero. Sikwa otu a mee ka Fero gbagụzọ n'ihu ụmụ ndị IPOB ka o wee taa akwụkwọ ikuni ọtọ ọsọ. Ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume. Ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ. Ọ bụ gị nwa bụ ekekere n'igwe n'ụwa, onye ọbụla kere gị nweghị mmalite nweghị ọgwụgwụ. Kama anyị onwe anyị bụ anọkwa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie. kama mara kwa n'okwu gị na-anọgide ebe mgbe ebighị ebi. Ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi. Anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ. Bịa ka iwe mee ka ebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe. Bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị. Bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu nke abịa ama.
Ise. Welcome, fellow Biafrans. Welcome, lovers of freedom. Welcome, friends of Biafra. I welcome you this evening to this platform here on IPOB Western Cape Media TV. I welcome you, fellow Biafrans all over the world. Wherever you are watching me this hour, I say may the blessings of Chukwu Abiyama dwell on you. And also, I will encourage you, fellow Biafrans, to share our program, like our program, comment on our program. We need more people to reach. We need to cover more people. We want to have more viewers and listeners, those who will be joining us. So how are we going to achieve that? Only by your sharing and liking this program. I want you to know that this platform is what Biafrans need at this moment, because in this platform we speak nothing but the truth. This program this evening is coming to you from Western Cape Town, to be precise. I want you to sit back and listen to us as we continue the onslaught against Nigeria, the evil entity, the concocted contraptions which the British used to cage all the indigenous people. I want you to know that here we are not here for propaganda. We are not here for name calling. We are not here for drama. We are not chasing clouds. Our message is original. Truth. Nothing but the truth. Because our aim and objective is to call back the minds and the attention of our people. Because so many people have fallen away, so many hearts has grown cold because the activities of those who is handling the affairs of IPOB, because after the kidnap of our leader, so many things went wrong. I want you to know that this platform was born out of necessity. It's a child of necessity. We came here for a purpose. And since we came, we have never taken our eyes off the balls, off the goals. We focus without looking sideways, because we know and understand that the enemies has different antics which they use to try to distract and to destabilize this movement. That is why today so many people, even the so-called media warriors, has fallen. So many of them has left the struggle and be doing something that does not have any correlation with what IPOB is known for. I want you to understand where you are. If this is the first time you are joining us in this platform, this is IPOB Western Cape South Africa Media, aka Western Cape Media TV. IPOB Western Cape Media TV. In the nearest future, we will be broadcasting live and direct from IPOB Western Cape Media TV in a very short time. Now, this is IPOB Western Cape South Africa Media. We are here. Here we are speaking nothing but the truth. We are without fear or favor. We are fearless before our enemies. We are not here to represent any individual, but to represent and to defend our motherland or our fatherland, whichever way, which is Biafra. For us, it's Biafra today, tomorrow, and forever. And if you are offended by our resolve, we have no apologies for that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and his position is incontestable. IPOB is here to restore Biafra, and we are not going to be swayed until Biafra is restored. Welcome to IPOB Western Cape South Africa Media, saying it the way it is. As always, if you are a constant follower of this page, of this platform, you will know that indeed we are saying it, we always say it the way it is. We always say it the way it is. Because here we don't have permanent friends nor permanent enemies. We have criteria to qualify our friends, which is truthfulness, which is love and care. We don't want anybody that has dubious characters. We don't have those who have ulterior motive, those who have other people at heart, either to get through them by casting and destroying, assassinating characters. We don't do that here. We are here for a serious business. A freedom fighting is a serious business. A movement as IPOB is a huge, serious, which need full concentration. Because Biafra is not a joke. We are not here to agitate to restore Biafra for in the next 20 or 30 or 40 years ago. If you put your eyes down, and if your head is correct, or if your memories is not lying to you, you understand that this which we are doing here today started since 1967. Ojukwu started it. If you check it, it's over 54 years now. And for these 54 years, men and women, children paid ultimate price. People continue to die. It's not a child's play. We need to be serious. You need to be serious. If you want to be taken serious, you shall exhibit that seriousness so that other people who watches you from afar may take you serious. So here we are concentrating on propagating the gospel of Chukwu Okike Abiam in truthfulness, in honesty. We are not here to target any individual. But if you are not doing well, we call you out. We're not calling you out because we hate you. We call you out for you to change. But if you refuse to change, you may not be able to handle that which is coming your way. Before I continue this evening, I bring you greetings, fellow Biafrans, from my coordinator, Mazi Innocent Alia, Western Cape IPOB representative, representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in honesty. In honesty. I bring you greetings from all the 9 coordinators we have here in IPOB Western Cape Zone. We are together, moving in one direction. I also bring you greetings from all the executive of IPOB Western Cape Zone. I want you to know and understand that here, IPOB Code of Conduct rules. What you see me doing, I do it according to the dictates and directives of the IPOB Code of Conduct. The reason we don't capitalize on going after individuals for frivolities, for going after people, trying to run people down, is because in IPOB Code of Conduct, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu reminded us that in IPOB, opposition for the sake of opposition is not allowed. It is abomination. It is an abomination in IPOB for the sake of opposition. You are not after someone, you are not after a fellow freedom fighter because he is doing something wrong. You are not attacking that fellow freedom fighter because he is working against the struggle. The only reason you are going after him is because you don't like him, because you are jealous of him, because you hate him. Therefore, he doesn't have any business in the struggle. The only reason you are going after the person is because you said the person does not have all what it takes. When did he join the struggle? Who give, just like Mazi Ebuchi? So many of you will be looking at me and said, who is this guy? When did he join the struggle? Since when? When did he, what is he even talking about? You will not share my program, you will not watch, you will not, when you are listening to me, your ears will be paining you, scratching you, your heart will be so bittered because you are not doing what I'm doing, as if anybody is going, because you cannot do what I'm doing, as if anybody stops you from coming online and broadcasting. Because your heart is full of bitterness. When you see those who are doing something you cannot do, you begin to dislike them, begin to attack them, begin to say all manner of ill words against them. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu foresaw it, and he said, opposition for the sake of opposition is not allowed in IPOB. Because you know, it is very, very detrimental to what we are looking for. Hence, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, in IPOB, we are whiter than white and whiter than snow. You see, when you have hatred in your heart, you cannot say you are whiter than white. When you have envy and jealousy in your heart against a fellow freedom fighter who is doing well in whatever he is doing, who is doing something you cannot do, you cannot say you are whiter than white and whiter than snow. A lot of people in IPOB today does not even know why they are against a certain fellow a fellow freedom fighter. The only reason why they hate and talk down on a fellow freedom fighter or someone who is agitating for freedom of Biafra is because someone he loves is against that person. Therefore, inheriting another man's enemy. Here in IPOB, Western Cape Media TV, we don't hate. The only thing that will make us to associate ourselves from you is when your activities are against the struggle. When you are going against IPOB Code of Conduct, like I already said, IPOB Code of Conduct is the standard we set here for us. We have set a standard to follow IPOB Code of Conduct. So, if you are joining me this evening, this is your first time here, share the program, like the program, comment on our program, share it in all the platforms that you belong. Now, my name is Mazi Onyebuchi. I am your host by the grace of Chukwu Obiama, the all-knowing, the all-wisdom God who created everything. I am the Parklands Unit Coordinator. I say to you, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom, friends of Biafra watching me this evening, I say to you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to some of you, depend where you are watching me from this evening. I have a lot, as always, but you know, time will not always permit that I dish out to you everything that I have in stock. But as days progresses, we shall be cutting them bit by bit. As they say, ọkwa nkeji nkeji ka eji eri anụ enyi. We want to eat the meat of an elephant. You can never cook it once. It's not possible. You cut it bit by bit, and you'll be eating it until you finished it. Nigeria, the Zoological Republic, the number one enemy of the people of Biafra, is an elephant that we can never finish the meat. Once, we shall continue to cut it bit by bit until we finally destroy it. This evening, the onslaught continues. I want you to sit back, grab your tea, grab your water, grab whatever that you eat, sit and listen, because the atrocities, the corruption, the murder, the lawlessness, the crime against humanity, the jihad, everything that is happening in the Zoological Republic is being suppressed by both the local and the international media. Even when they want to talk about it, for talking's sake, they will not go deep, or rather deeper, into exposing this evil that is going on in the zoo. Before I get to that point, I want to be bringing to you something that worth our attention this evening. Late this afternoon, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Legal Counsel, the person of Barrister Aloy Ejimako, tweeted, and this tweet, the reason I am bringing this tweet to our attention now is because there's something significant about it, something interesting, something very, very enlightening about it that we need to know. Now, Barrister Aloy Ejimako tweeted this afternoon. He said, I just exited today's visitation with hashtag MNK in tow with my colleague, Barrister Mandela. Our discussion centered mainly on the inordinate failure of the Supreme Court to finalize the 15th December judgment and remit the case file to the court. This delay is injurious and thus unacceptable. What is Barrister Aloy Ejimako trying to say? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said in details that the Supreme Court's failure to finalize his case with Nigeria on the 15th of December was unusual, very, very disproportionate. It is very, very unusual. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is trying to let the world to understand. That all they want to do is to continue to delay and subject him to all manner of dehumanizing treatment and torture, which already they have been using against him since his kidnap and extraordinary rendition back to Nigeria. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu questioned the failure of the Supreme Court to finalize his case with Nigeria on the 15th of December. He said, why would you remit his case file back to High Court, a lower court? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu agreed with people like me that it is purely a tactic of delay and it is injurious and thus unacceptable to him and his followers. It is not heard, it's unheard of that Supreme Court of Nigeria would agree that the revocation of his bail was wrong, and at the same time they failed to reinstate it. That is it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu keep questioning that judgment of 15th of December. Because to every sane individual, you will do the same. What stopped Supreme Court from finalizing that case on the 15th? Why would they have to take it back to a high court, ordinary high court, for continuous hearing? It is pure delay tactics. People like us understood the game that were being played. But some of those men who came to IPOB to constitute nuisance, attacking people for attack's sake, constituting opposition for opposition's sake, without direction, without a particular target. All they do is jump from one platform, jump from one individual, attack, oppose. As long as you are not in line or in agreement with them, your opinion does not matter. What matters only is their own opinion. If you disagree with them, automatically you go into their bad books, and they will include you, and you go and they will start to oppose, they will start to attack, they will start to call you names. Even if you are in the IPOB platforms, WhatsApp platforms, or anywhere, they will block you, they will threaten you, they will try to subdue you, they will try to close your mouth, they want to control you, they want to censor you. These men are injurious to IPOB as an organization and Biafra as a nation. We don't need this type of mentality if you want to have a successful nation when we have restored Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu questioned it. I myself have been asking this question because common sense told me that if you said that I brought, for instance, let me give you a scenario of what Supreme Court did, what their actions represented on that day. I have two objects before me in my front. Two objects. Two. They are not three, they are not four, but two objects. Then someone asked me, what color of object are these? But he didn't want to answer. Remember that in these two objects, it is covered. They are covered. But I am meant to understand that I must correctly indicate which is which. Then it is covered and pasted for me. The left side is blue, the right side is green. Then I was asked, which side is blue and which side is blue? Just one question. All I need to do is point one to be blue. If I point, remember that the blue is by the right side. The left side is the green one. Now, if I point at the left side, that means I got it wrong. Now, I said that the what's it called? The green one, the blue one, which is by the right side, is by the left side. Now, they said, they said, okay. They opened it, and it is, lo and behold, the left side is green. Automatically, the blue one is at the right side. You don't need anybody to tell you, okay, that one is green, because there are just two objects covered. Now, Supreme Court said that the revocation of our leader's bail, remember, is either the revocation is right or is wrong. If it's right, then it must stand. If it is wrong, then it must be reinstated immediately by the same Supreme Court that gave the judgment. But in this case, Supreme Court said, after looking at it from the angle of the representative of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the evidence before us here, we saw the need for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to run for his dear life. We understood perfectly that he is right for trying to run away to save his life. We understood, and it is right. It is right to live. That means the Nigerian government is wrong trying to kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is right, running away to save his life. This is it. Now, they agreed and concluded that you, as a high court judge, you don't have right to revoke Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's bail. It is wrong for you to do that. It's wrong. Now, they agreed, and their judgment was passed as wrong on the part of the High Court judge. What are they supposed to do? Immediately they gave that judgment. The bail of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be reinstated immediately. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not supposed to spend the next hour in that detention, because Supreme Court has just reinstated his bail, which means he is free to go and then get a date for his trial to start if it is what they want. But in this case, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself does not even understand why would Supreme Court unusually sustain his continuous incarceration, detention in DSS after restoring back his bail. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is questioning that judgment, the judgment, and the unusual and disproportionate actions of Supreme Court of Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself does not even understand why he is still in detention after Supreme Court rules that his bail revocation was totally wrong. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is so confused, hence he spoke through Barrister Aloy Ejimako today. I want you, fellow Biafrans, to understand the moment we are into. That is why I always say that all these people who are coming to attack a fellow freedom fighter, leaving something that is vital, they have lost touch. They lost complete and total touch with what we are doing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is questioning the rationale behind his continuous being kept in detention when his bail is validated by Supreme Court of Nigeria since December 15th, 2023. What is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still doing in DSS dungeon? Why is Nigeria still keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in their dungeon after the Supreme Court restored his bail? Because the judgment of the Supreme Court of Nigeria simply explained to everyone that the revocation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's bail is wrong. It's not supposed to be so. When it's wrong, it's wrong. And what are they supposed to do to make things right? By saying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's bail is hereby reinstated. Why are they passing it down to a lower court to determine if to reinstate or not? Nke a kwa ndị Igbo si na okenye si na ọmara egwu anị bụ arụrụ ana ka ọ dị. You are giving the job to someone else when you yourself can expressly do the job. you are passing it to another. When you can do it. So why is Supreme Court using delay tactics on this issue? And Martin Kanu pointed it out to Barrister and Lawyer that it is injurious and thus unacceptable by him. It is unacceptable by me. It is also unacceptable. I know it is unacceptable by you that is watching this program this evening. We must call for the release of Mazen Kanu from the detention. We must not allow the enemies to celebrate, because this is total evil, and they continue to sustain it through the Yorubas. Tinubu knew that Mazen Kanu committed no crime. Rather, crime was committed against Mazen Kanu. One would have expected that Tinubu would have told a path of righteousness by setting Mazen Kanu free, because it is never, and it will never until this world end, going to be a crime for one to agitate for his freedom. Self-determination is a right, God-given right. You have the right to determine who to govern you and how you want to be governed. You have the right to decide who to associate with or who not to associate with, unless they are telling you that in this case you are a slave or a prisoner. That is when they make decisions and choice for you. As long as you are a free man, freeborn, you have right to decide who to associate with, which is called freedom of association. You have right to determine how you want to be governed or who to govern you, which is called self-determination. So for asking for freedom has never been a crime. And Mazen Kanu asking for the freedom of his people is not a crime. I know that so many people, so many politicians of Igbo extractions are involved in this. But it's fine. I know that at this moment, IPOB is helpless, hopeless. IPOB does not even know how to fight anymore. That is why those people who are bent, who are hell-bent on destroying our leader is having a field day. But you know what? I am so happy. I am so joyful. I am a freedom fighter. I fight without emotion. I am not emotional about anything. I believe and understand that freedom fighting, like Mazen Kanu will always say, as a freedom fighter, it's either you are in exile, or you are in prison, or you are lowered under the ground. These three things await you. And before you say you can call yourself a freedom fighter, before you can brace yourself up for fighting for the freedom of your people or your own freedom, you must have these three things in the equation. You must. And you must embrace yourself. That is why I keep telling us that freedom fighting is not a child's play. You must know that your freedom is paramount. Your freedom is sacrosanct. You should not play with it. You should not allow anybody to also play with it. You must know where to draw the line. You must always know that as a freedom fighter, you must be focused always. Your eyes must not leave the goal, because that is the end of everything. Immediately you're able to put the ball inside the net, you have won the game. I am happy because as it is today, Nigeria is feeling the heat. The heat they are feeling is not coming from IPOB. Because to them, IPOB issue has been sorted. Yes. The angle I am coming from is when you look at what is going on in the zoo, you will remember that when the rain is beating a slave, it is also beating the master or the owner of the slave. The Zoological Republic of Nigeria, like the Pharaoh of Egypt and the Egyptians, refused when Chukwu Abiyama asked him to leave and allow the children of Israel to go. He refused, and the punishment were dishing out to them bit by bit until they finally destroyed themselves in the Red Sea. That is the stage we are today. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them in the past, if you do not allow Biafra to go, Somalia will be a child play to you, to the issue, to the problems, to the case that Nigeria will experience. Somalia, in fact, people will be looking for Somalian visa. What is the problem in Somalia? Insurgency, terrorism. That is it, the thing. What is happening to Zoo today? That in the east, that in the west, that in the north, all part of the Zoological Republic. Terrorists are having a field day, expressly coming in and going out, killing at will, taking over people's homes, taking over people's ancestral lands, kidnapping people, raping women, killing Christians, doing all manner of evil. But the most striking part of it is that the Zoological Republic continue to suppress it. British, the owner of Nigeria, continue to suppress it. Because what is happening in Nigeria cannot happen in anywhere, any part of Europe. It cannot happen in any part of America. It cannot even happen in some part of Africa. Because Nigerians are dying every day in the hands of the terrorists, even those that lives in FCT, Federal Capital Territory. They are not separated from this. They are also in trouble. The security setup of the Zoological Republic has been overwhelmed because they are infiltrated by the same terrorists that they purportedly fighting to stop. They recruited terrorists in the name of repentant terrorists into the Nigerian security settings. Now, today, the terrorists will come into the capital territory, kill people, kidnap people, still remains in the same capital territory. Now, I want to get a Nigerian dailies for you. And I'll be reading it for you also. And this one happened, this news broke today, January 8, 2024. It says that herdsmen invade Abuja estate, kidnap 10. An estate within Abuja was invaded by the terrorists because they keep calling them herdsmen, herdsmen. Me and you know that it is not, they are not herdsmen. They are purely terrorists. But as you know, the zoo will always be the zoo. They don't always have the audacity to call Fulanese terrorists. Now, they invaded an estate in Abuja. Where is this Abuja? Abuja is the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. Terrorists knocking around the area, around the city, around Abuja. They are knocking around, coming in and going out at will, kidnap people. And it would interest you that these people that they kidnapped, they were not taken far away from the location where they were kidnapped. These people that was kidnapped, these 10 people, they are still within the axis, within the area. And at the end of the day, ransom will be paid. Those that will die, unfortunate ones will die. They will not be complete. Complete of these 10 will not come out. I assure you. Some of them will die. The unfortunate, I call it the unfortunate ones. Then the ones that will come out alive, a huge amount of money, ransom, will be paid. Their life will be bought with money in their own country. In a country that prides itself as a giant of Africa, a country that prides itself as the leader of Africa. That is where we're talking about. We're not talking about Somalia here, because this will not even happen in Somalia. As it stands now, Somalia is even better, more secured than the so-called giant of Africa, the Zoological Republic. Why are you not hearing about all this kidnap and the killings in CNN, in BBC, in Al Jazeera, in NTA, in all these people as it is supposed to be? Because they are trying to suppress it. If they agree, if they say it's the way it is, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB will be exonerated. They don't want it. They rather finish everybody than to agree that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was right. Remember that the same correlation, the same terrorist correlation is what Nigerian government exhibited by going all the way to Kenya to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And it will interest you to know that the same Supreme Court said it does not matter how Nigeria government brought someone to court, whether they broke all the both local and international law. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. As long as the person is in court, they will judge the person. They don't care whether rights were trampled upon. They don't even understand what it means for a government of a nation to go and kidnap a person from another country back to their country. Now, a Supreme Court of that nation is telling you that it does not matter how they went about it. It doesn't matter. So, all this while that people will go, security men will come to someone's house, kill them, and the kinsmen or the children of the person will go to court to table their issue before the court. So all these years they were laughing at these people. They are not sympathizing with these people. Because if you can tell me that it doesn't matter whether they kidnap Mazen Kanu, that all that matters is that he is here now and he must face the trial. He must face he must face the trial. So the matter of kidnapping is irrelevant to you, to Nigerian Supreme Court. They told you that it is not in their constitution. So it is in their constitution for a government to go about arrest anywhere, whatever they want to do. If it is arrest, they call it. If it is kidnapping, they call it. All the government need is get the person here, whether dead or alive. They want the Nigerian constitution to say, if you go to kidnap somebody and bring the person to court, the person will not be tried. I mean, the person will not be tried. They forgot that when Nigerian constitution said that human rights, you must preserve somebody's right. That is right for before you arrest somebody. First, there is a right. The person has right to call his lawyer. The person has right to request or ask for the, the warrant of the arrest. Nigerian government does not have the right to go and kidnap anybody outside the Nigerian territory. That is terrorism. And now Chukwu Abiyama is giving them the terrorism spirit, and all of them is enjoying it, because I know that among these 10 that were kidnapped, some of them are in support of the kidnap of Mazen Kanu. They were in support of it. I'm 100% sure. I can even swear about it. They are in support of it. Now, Chukwu Abiyama is giving it to them as a wish, for the wish against Mazen Kanu. He's giving it to them. So let us continue. Now, I want to read it. Now, continue. A band of kidnappers dressed as headsmen. Did you see it? You see why I said that Nigerian government, Nigerian dailies are trying everything to suppress and to deceive the public. They are trying to paint a different narrative. They don't want to agree that these herdsmen are the culprits here. They don't want to agree that these people that they call herdsmen are the real terrorists, hardcore terrorists. They don't want to agree with you that, oh, these are Fulani terrorists from the Sahel. They don't want to agree with it. That is why before they started, they want to tell you, they want to inform you that the people that did this, they are just kidnappers, but they dress as herdsmen. Hey, they dress as herdsmen. Now, they are even trying to tell you that it's not even the herdsmen. They are just band of kidnappers who has changed and put on attires looking like herdsmen. This is some people depended on these dailies for their daily news. And you will still, are you still asking, why are they coming to attack me for saying that Nigeria is a dead place? Because what their newspaper, their dailies are telling them is falsehood. Now they said a band of kidnappers dressed as herdsmen on Sunday evening invaded Sagwari layout estate in Duse, a suburb of the Federal Capital Territory of Wari Area Council. Did you hear it? It is in Abuja, within the Abuja axis, the seat of power of Nigeria, where their president lives. A kilometer or, few kilometers away from where their president lives. Terrorists are knocking around. Now I shall continue reading. Where is it? And what is this thing doing? Now I continue. Vanguard gathered that kidnappers took 8 residents and then proceeded to abduct 2 staff of a nearby hotel. Did you understand? They went to an estate, kidnapped 8 people, and on their way going, they filtered into the hotel. Maybe they saw lights, people, what it is. They said, oh, let's go, and they have free movement, no threat of whatsoever in a capital territory. And when we talk about the failure that zoo has failed as a country, because a country's number one priority is security of the lives and properties of the citizens. Once you failed as a country to provide security for the citizens, you have failed woefully, totally, and unfit to be called a country. Zoological Republic of Nigeria is not a country and can never be a country. It can never be. A terrorist came into a capital territory, went to an estate, approximately 1 hour. It will take them 1 hour to go around the estate to kidnap these 8 people and then successfully come out, and then saw a hotel. And now they still have time, because like an armed robber, when they come, you know how it works. If you have witnessed this, they time it. They time it because they know that if the operation is going to be 10 minutes, as they are coming, they don't look back, because they know that in the next 1 minute, the security, the police may come. And they don't want that. So they do it, okay, within, before they could alert the police and police drove from there here, we might have done 1 or 2 and we're going. Whether we got everything or not, as long as we can lay our hand, as many as we can lay, we are going with it. They go. But in this aspect, terrorists came, went into an estate, carried out operation, kidnapped 8 people. Coming with those 8 people, they saw a hotel and they went directly inside the hotel and kidnapped 2 other people, making it 10 in a capital territory, not in a village. Here we're not talking about a village in Damaturu. We're talking about a suburb estate within the Aziz, in Abuja Aziz, in the state capital territory, the seat of government where the president lives. And when you see us talk about how to protect ourselves, so many idiots, so many non-entities will come out and be crying online, calling us all manner of names. Who would protect us if we fail to protect ourselves? Who? Nigeria is a failed state. Now, I continue. The gun-wielding marauders who invaded the estate at about 7:30 p.m. were said to have shepherded their victims to the nearby hills. Did you hear? When I said it, you will not understand. They shepherded them, they guided them. They did not even come with car. They came on foot, kidnapped 10 people, 2 from the estate, 2 from the hotel. They now shepherded them, guided them, protected them into a nearby hill behind the estate. Did you hear what I said? When I was saying it, so many people don't understand. They did not go far away. They are still within the Aziz, within that area where they did this. They're still there. They didn't go anywhere. All they did was to change location to a more secured place. They went over the hills behind the estate. Where would this happen? If not only in the Zoological Republic. Let us see what happened when they went to those places. And eyewitnesses said efforts by some security personnel and the estate security to go after the kidnappers were fiercely resisted by the bandits who had superior firepower and were firing from vintage position atop the hills. Did you hear that? Did you hear? Their own power, they have a superior firepower, meaning that they are not just kidnappers. They are not just kidnappers. The question you shall ask yourself is, where were the estate security, the so-called estate security, when these people came into the estate, opened the entrance gate of the estate, walked straight into the residents' houses, kidnapped these 8 people, walked out of the estate? Where were the state security and the so-called security personnel, which are the police and the army that were in the scene? Where were they when the operation was going on? Where were they when these people shepherded these people from the estate down to behind and climb on top of the mountain, or on top of the hills, where they were aiming and firing with their superior firepower? Oh, now I continue. The FCT Police Command had at the weekend assured residents of Abuja, particularly those living in Oshafa, Wari, and environs, of their safety, and as additional police personnel have been deployed to ensure that security threats are nipped in the bud. Now, that is the point. They will tell you, oh, do not be afraid. Do not. We have it under control. We have it under control. Don't worry. Even when the terrorists will write letters and send it to whoever that is concerned, whomever it may concern, that they are coming on, and these same people will take those letters to the, what do you call, to the police. Police, oh, we have beef up security. Don't worry. Let them come. Just weekend, when this thing happened yesterday, Sunday, just the same field, they were assuring people that, oh, we are on ground. Our men are on ground. But when the terrorists came, they were nowhere to be found, because they are in it together. The same man that is telling you we are on it, he is part and parcel of the agenda. They are on it together. They are all in it together. If you look at it critically, these 10 people were all Christians. Now, I continue. Ushafa is just about 5 minutes from the estate in Dushe. So what is it? This Ushafa and Dushe, the one that Dushe is the one that they went the other day, yesterday, to kidnap. Ushafa is one that is 5 minutes away from, so they are both in the same line. So now, today is Dushe's turn. Tomorrow is going to be Ushafa's turn, because it's turn by turn, Nigeria Limited. It must go round. If you think that it is not going, it's going round. I said it in my last program. That it has not happened to you does not mean that you are saved or you are loved or something. It's just grace. Nigeria will happen to everyone that is after, that support one Nigeria, because you know why? Chukwu Abiyama said, whatever you use to measure for another shall be used for you. I continue. FCT Police Commissioner CP Haruna Garba had last week, Wednesday, visited areas in Wari following reports of kidnapping attacks to reveal the security situation of the area. You see, it's a constant occurrence in Abuja, in Federal Capital Territory. We are not talking about a village or a state that is not. We're talking about the capital territory, the highest seat of power. That is where all these things are happening. The command consequently warned individuals to refrain from spreading unverified information to avoid inciting unnecessary panic among residents. That is where it ends. It always ends that way. They will always look for a way to tell you that you are lying, to divert attention, to put fear in the mind and hands of these people so they will not be able to effectively report what they saw. Remember, in some certain occasions, these terrorists will write a letter and hand it over to these people. And these people will take it to the police for police to know. And police will turn around and tell them that, you people are stirring up the polity. You people are inciting unnecessary panic. Why are you people scared? Why are you people taking all these things? It could be all these men who just want money. It could be all these guys who just, why are you panicking? And people will go home thinking that the police have any intention of securing their lives, not knowing that police is the one creating an entrance, a safe haven for the terrorists, the army. You will ask yourself, but there is army checkpoints, police checkpoints, all these checkpoints. How managed all this woman is able to waggle their ways without the notice of these men that is littering all over the places in the name of securing the people, because all of them are in together. That is exactly the answer. They are not there for you. That is why we ask you to advocate for the ability or to carry your own weapon for your own self-defense. Look for weapons to defend your family, to defend yourself. It is your right to defend yourself and your family. But will it be possible in the zoo? It will not be possible. Now I continue, and finally, Vanguard recalls that on December 24th, bandits, terrorists, to me, they are not bandits. Terrorists had invaded Garam community, which is 5 minutes away drive from Wari in FCT, killing a pastor with the Redeemed Christian Church of God while kidnapping 13 other persons. Did you hear it? I told you. I said to you that these men, if looked into, were all Christians. Because this is an agenda going on. It's a jihadist agenda. These are Christians being kidnapped. A pastor was killed in the process. In just within the axis of Duse, Ware, and which other estates, and Ushafa. These three estates are always in constant threats from the terrorists. One would have expected that the area would have been safe-guided perfectly, because there is always danger. And where are those dangers coming from? From behind these estates. And what is government of the land doing about it? They are doing absolutely nothing about it. And you will ask yourself, why are they not doing anything about it? Just because it is an agenda. That is why we in Biafra decided to take our destiny at hand. We want to be the one to secure ourselves, because in Nigeria there is nothing like security for you. You have to be the one to secure yourself. Failure to do that, you are putting your life in danger and that of your children and your wife. Remember that just last month, it was a clean spree for the Fulani. A Fulani. Now, this one is, let me just read this one. This news is from Sahara Reporters on the 4th of January. On the 4th of January. Now, I'm going to, they listed a series of incidents within this short period where hundreds of people were massacred in the same location, in the same area, within the capital territory, Abuja. Suspected kidnappers on Wednesday attacked some communities around Warri Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, and kidnapped undisclosed number of residents. The attack reportedly extended to Zuma in neighboring Niger State. It was learned that kidnappers stormed the communities and attacked residents unhindered a few days after a series of attacks on Garam in Niger State, a community that shares a boundary with Warri in FCT. Did you remember? Did you get a point? Unhindered. Sahara Reporter is trying to tell you that this terrorist operates unhindered, meaning that without disturbance. In certain occasions, they may come into your house, ask you to make coffee, tea, whatever, cook indomie they want to eat, they eat their satisfactions, and they joke with you, your family, and tell you, okay, you cannot go, wear your trouser, wear your shirt because we are kidnapping you. In a country, a terrorist will come unhindered. Unhindered. I didn't say it. Sahara said it. Let me repeat it. It was learned that the kidnappers stormed the communities and attacked residents unhindered a few days after a series of attacks on Garam in Niger State, a community that shares a boundary with Warri in FCT. You see it? It's a continuous thing. That means the security should be around. But the question is, where are the securities? What are they doing? Why are these terrorists having it a field day? Why are they going unhindered? Why is the security, the life, the properties of these residents of this FCT and the environs is not something to be taken serious? Who is in charge, or who is supposed to be in charge of the security of these people? What is the person doing? Why is he not doing anything? What is the job of the police and the military that is littered all over southeastern part of Nigeria? Mazinan Dekano told them, I withdraw you back to Biafra land. I withdraw you back. I will draw you down to Biafra land. You will leave your flanks open, chasing shadows in Biafra land, where you will die, and remnant of you after returning home, they will find out that terrorists has taken over the whole north. It's not happening in our eyes. They said terrorists were having unhindered access. Series of kidnapping activities, terrorist activities going on in these areas, bordering Niger and Abuja, without any attack, without any question, without anybody asking, who are you? The prophecy of the man of Chukwukabiama sent is working. Somalia will be better than the zoo. Only then will they know that Chukwukabiama sent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I will continue. Sahara reporters gathered that 2 police officers were badly injured during the gun duel with the bandits. It was also gathered that the kidnappers, the terrorists, succeeded and took away some residents in the operation that lasted, hours. Hours. Operation and Chukwukabiama. You keep putting words in our mouth before we get it. This is the first time I'm reading it. I told you that these things last hours. The operation lasted out for hours. And after everything, they will go away. Where are the military? The almighty Zoological Republic military that will come and to Biafra land and show their armor tank, show their rifles, show their GP, whatever, show all manner of weapons in the name of show of force. Show of force. They want to show us that, yes, we have everything to quell that the protest. We have everything to suppress you. You cannot do anything to us. Because we own this land, we decide. You are our slaves. You must continue to be where we want you to be. As they were telling you that, their place were busy being taken over by the same terrorist. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it, and it is working perfectly, and we love it. We like it. Because we know that after all the shenanigans, Biafra will go. They cannot stop it. After the terrorists might have taken over everything that they had, and we Biafra would have sacked them, they will return back to meet nothing. That is the price the zoo will pay. The Fulanis, all the terrorist people, that is the price they will pay. All the terrorist enablers, those who support evil. If you remember, these same people that we are talking about, they were the same people that the Nigerian terrorist government and Britain used in killing our people in 1967 to 1970. Yes, we will never forget. It will never be erased in our memory. A source familiar with the community said FCT police authorities has not done enough to arrest the insecurity in the area, considering that the communities shared a border with the federal capital territory. Why would they bother? The point is, you people are not getting it. This source or these eyewitnesses or those people that this thing is hitting directly, they failed to grasp it. They failed to understand the reality. They were living in a dream world where they think everything is real. You guys, you don't know what it's a jihadist agenda, and you brought it on yourself. Because you cannot kill the people of Chukwu Okike Abiama and you will go unpunished. You allowed yourself to be used. Today, what is your gain? What is Gowon doing? Where is Gowon? Gowon is still alive. He is going to remain alive until he will see every result completely. You never see half of it. He has not started. He has not seen anything. These people does not understand yet that what is happening to them is beyond insecurity. It is a jihadist agenda. It is an organized something. It's a jihadist agenda. It's a terrorist agenda. It is not just a kidnapping. It's just a heisman or whatever they are calling. It is a jihadist agenda to take your land and kill you and make you to be a slave forever and ever. Because as they are sacking the villages, they are taking over. As they come into the estates or wherever you are to kidnap you, they are putting fear in you so that you will not, if you survive it, speak when they are speaking. Only in Biafra land, only Biafrans. I am proud to be one. Only Biafrans said to them, go to hell. We will never allow you. What is life? Britain hated us. Why do you think they hated us? Britain hated us because of the resilient spirit that we have. They hated us because they could not subdue us. I will continue. Garam, Kudru, and Azu communities were invaded a few days before Christmas when government shot indiscriminately to scare residents. The government abducted 3 persons in the process without any resistance from the security agents, despite the presence of a police post in the area. Did you hear it? Did you hear? They were shooting guns. Police posts were nearby, but they couldn't do anything. They couldn't shoot a shot. They couldn't fire a shot on these people. They keep telling you, the other one, the first time they used unhindered. Now they said, without any resistance, it is still the same. What these people saying is that in all these things, how many communities? 1, 2, 3. In a row. In a row. During the Christmas, when all these places, they are Christian areas, Christian communities. So they waited until they are sure that these people are on ground. All the villages, both the one that will come from the city to their community, they waited until that so they can be trapped. And indeed, they succeeded. They came. They shot indiscriminately on air. And when the whole place got hot, they were busy kidnapping people. And the police posts in the area were silent. I continue. Findings revealed that some residents, especially in Wari and other border communities, have started fleeing their homes as a result of incessant attacks. attacks. Did you hear it? That is the agenda. As you flee that home, you will never return back again. You will never. That has always been the agenda. If you cannot kill them, kidnap them. Put fear in them. When you do that, they will run away and you will fill up the space, because nature, as they say, abhors vacuum. When you create that vacuum, they will fill it. As they are coming to attack these people, their families are waiting on the flank to take over. As you are going, running away from your communities, they are filling the gap. And that is the end. You can never return to that family, to that community again to claim whatever you left behind. It will be like the case of with Jews and Palestinians. When the Jews were living, running away from danger, the Palestinians were occupying their land. When the Jews finally returned after hundreds of years, their land is gone, and today they are fighting. But in this aspect, the Jew have the capability and the capacity to fight, at least to retain what that is rightfully theirs. But these people, they don't have it. I am telling, they don't even have what it takes to question their government, not talking of questioning the terrorists. They are fleeing their homes because of the incessant attack, everyday attack. If you succeed today, will you succeed tomorrow? They are not confident anymore. The only thing that is left for them is to escape with their lives. This is a community that their ancestors lived and experienced peace, passing it down to them, to their children, until to this generation. Today, this generation is losing it in the hands of terrorists because they decided to stick with something that is killing them, Nigeria. They said over their dead body will Nigeria break. And indeed, Nigeria is taking their bodies. And at the end of it, the same Nigeria must what? Break down. It must. We Biafra will see to it. We shall see to the end of Nigeria. We are doing it, and we are doing it very, very well. Now, the FCT Police Command is yet to confirm or deny the latest attack in the area. Effort to reach spokesperson for the FCT Police Command, Josephine Ade, were also not successful. Of course. The order has come from the top. Do not speak to the press. Do not speak to the press. I told you, they always want to suppress. They always want to cover it. They are doing everything within their power to see that this information does not escape. In a normal country, there would have been an uproar everywhere. Because the wound of one is wound of all. Wound of one is wound of all. Today, it is in the middle belt. Tomorrow is going to throw down. I want to read something to you. Because so many people will say, but why is it only these people? Why not other? Why will it is all over the zoo? When I said it before, you think I'm joking? Now, coming down to Yoruba, to West, I want to read something to you. I'm not concentrating on that, but I just want to get a very necessary information, because remember that in the past, the same Yoruba people already lost a portion of their land to Fulani, which is in Lorraine. Today, Yoruba people can never even dare to say anything against the Fulanis in that axis. They are in control. It is now part of Fulani Emirate in Yoruba land. Now, when we remember that these Yoruba people, some of them anyway, they are arch enemies of Biafrans. And when they hear Biafra, they want to die. When they want to refer, they can refer themselves as Oduduwa, it's all right. But immediately you say I'm a Biafran, everybody will look for something to use to break your head. Now they have been living in denial, because the worst thing you can do to yourself is self-denial. But as it is with the Yorubas, they always live in self-denial because of what they may gain from the situation. So they rather live in self-denials. But at this point, some of them are speaking up, because it is now obvious to some of them, not majority, few of them, that what is happening now, if it is not put on check, could spread, and before they know it, another Lorraine will happen to them. Hence, people like Babatunde Badamosi is speaking. Let me read what Babatunde Badamosi said. Now he asks, where can Nigerians get AK-47s, 50 caliber sniper, and GPMG, as well as shoulder-fired RPGs? It's time to start arming up. No need to ask anyone's permission to defend yourselves. Ondo State is being overrun by Fulani terrorists right now. If you have weapons, links, let us know. These are diasporans. It's time. But it will interest you that this same Yoruba people, this same man in the past would have joined to come as a terrorist, ESN, terrorists. What is the crime of Mazen Kanu? The same thing he is saying today is what Mazen Kanu said, and the Nigerian government, under the leadership of late Muhammad Buhari, kidnapped him, and which is being sustained today by his own kinsman in the name of Tinubu. If you go to this man's page or handle, whatever, you will not see where he has called Tinubu to release Mazen Kanu, because the same thing he just said, tweeted, is what Mazen Kanu has been saying all this while. Hence, Nigerian government went all the way to kidnap him, tag him a terrorist, and subject him under all manner of torture. Today, a Yoruba person, Yoruba people are calling for self-defense. Mazen Kanu said, I cannot be alive and watch my parents being kidnapped. I cannot be alive, watch my village being overrun by terrorists. I cannot watch and see that The bush, all the bushes in my land is being occupied by terrorists. When my parents goes there to farm, they will be killed or kidnapped. I will devise a means to try to do something. When Mazen Kanu did that, all these people were part of those that were calling for his head. All these people were part of those that celebrated the kidnap and extraordinary rendition of Mazen Kanu. All these people in the past or even now are still hell-bent on making sure that Mazen Kanu remain incommunicado. But now, he is calling for the same thing that Mazen Kanu called. Seeing the impunity, seeing that the security is not alone, they are colluding with the terrorists. They have been infiltrated with the terrorists. If you don't do anything about it, you will go down for it. Your head will roll. Today, they are calling for the same thing. What Mazen Kanu, then the question you should ask yourself is, so what is Mazen Kanu still doing there in the SS dungeon? Why haven't this man used his platform to call for the release of Mazen Kanu if after all these years he has come to terms with reality? Mazen Kanu is right after all. So if you are saying the same thing that Mazen Kanu said, that made the Nigerian government to go after him, breaking both local and international laws, making sure that they got him, or whether dead or alive, which through their Supreme Court they have agreed and accepted that it is right after all. Today, you are doing the same thing as a Yoruba man. You say that Ondo is gone. It has been overrun by terrorists. You said it. I didn't say it. This information is not coming from a Biafran. It's not coming from a agitator. If it were coming from Biafrans, you say, oh, get out of here. It is coming from you, a Yoruba son, an indigenous of Ondo. After coming to his community, looking at everything, seeing the danger lurking around every corner, he has no other option than to come out on social media to cry, asking for all manner of weapons, that they may be able to defend themselves in their own country. Where are the security men? That is a question that if you are smart enough, you will ask yourself, where are the security? Why is the terrorists having a field day? Why are they being free, walking up and down, going about their terrorism, coming in unhindered? It is pointing at one direction that what you are seeing is purely an agenda, a jihadist agenda to take over your land. If you remember in the past, Bauchi governor said that they have concluded as Fulanis to relocate all the Fulanis to Nigeria, where they will live and call a home. He said it to you. You failed out of hatred for Biafrans, out of your hatred for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when we were pointing at this information and telling you that this is what it is that is going to happen in few years' time. This is what this man said. You call us names. You call for our head. You supported the kidnapping and the extraordinary rendition of our leader and continuous detention, torture of our leader. You associated with Nigerian terrorists which you are indirectly enslaving, giving away your land, selling your father's land to terrorists. Today, terrorists has taken over, they have succeeded in overrunning your communities, and you are coming here in the social media to constitute nuisance. You must live by it. You must live with terrorists. You must live with Fulanis from Niger, from African Republic, from all the terrorists from Mali, from Burkina Faso, all the terrorists from the Sahel. You must live with them. You must live with them because you brought it on yourselves. You asked for it and you have gotten it. Do not complain and do not run away. But in Biafra land, they know it is no-go area. They know. We are not afraid to die. It doesn't matter how many people they kill. It doesn't matter how many people they kidnap. The promise that Onyendu promised them is this. You will come to our land. You will kill us. We will kill you. At the end of the day, Biafra will be restored. We are not cowards like the people from the other side. We are brave men and women. We were born brave. That is why we trade where the angels are afraid. You see Biafrans there. We are not afraid of you. That is why British hate us. And we hate them back. You cannot hate us and we love you. Never. We reciprocate it. Because British does not have what it takes to give us freedom. Our freedom will come through the effort of all. That is why we always call for the unity of all the agitators, of all the freedom fighters. It doesn't necessarily mean that you should give your money to anybody that you don't want to give your money to. It doesn't necessarily mean that you should follow the templates of another. All we ask for is peaceful coexistence, peaceful cohabitation. All we ask for is to support one another and work for this goal. Enough of name callings of fellow agitators. Enough of calling other people saboteurs. Enough of running other people's efforts down. Mazo Ebuchi is here because of the support I'm getting from my zone, Western Cape. Most especially from my coordinator and my comrade, Mazo Sondo. These are men that is making sure that we are on air. Special thanks to my coordinator, Mazo Innocent earlier. We need your support to be able to achieve this aim, because if we don't achieve it, what you see happening to Middle Belt may happen in our land. We must do away with envy, jealousy, greed, and hatred. We must, when our fellow freedom fighters are doing it wrong, we call them back with love. Because if we continue to fight between ourselves, the enemies would have run us over. By the time we would finish fighting ourselves, we found out that we have, by ourselves, set ourselves back 50 years, and we start afresh. We must defend our land. All the gallant men, it doesn't matter who you are, whether you are ESN, whether you are Biafran Liberation Army, whatever name that you prefer to be called, as long as you are fighting for the restoration in defense of the people of Biafra, as long as you risk your lives to defend your fatherland, as long as you risk your life, the blessings of Chukwu Abiyama will be with you. Protection will always be with you. We must learn how to love each other, accept each other. If you know where you are good at, locate it and start helping this movement of the restoration of Biafra. Biafra is bigger than every other person. Doesn't matter our personal interest. Biafra is bigger. Brother, I want you to know this so that you unrepentant Philistine, you unrepentant fool who said over your dead body, you cannot be a hindrance for Biafra restoration. You can never. If you are working against the peace and unity of the agitators of the freedom fighters, you are digging your grave. And sooner or later, that which you trade for, that which you sent for, will come upon you. We need Biafra so that your dignity can be restored back to you. You need Biafra where you can beat your chest and said, "Nke a bụ nke anyị." Thank you, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom, for your constant support on this platform. We appreciate you so much. And also, I thank you for the constant prayers for the release of our leader. And I thank you for believing that our leader will be released and Biafra will be restored. But I want you to know one thing. Let me tell you something before I leave. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's present predicament is not a full stop to this struggle. This struggle must continue. We must continue to fight our enemies. Because the kidnap of our leader is for one purpose, to stop the agitation. But we must allow the ball to continue to roll. We should not allow the ball to stop. If we can restore Biafra, now we must take opportunity to do that. We shall not go back to our house or to your tents, O Israel, until our leader comes out. No, never. We must continue fighting. And fighting we shall continue. And if the opportunity comes today for Biafra restoration, we shall restore it. And our leader will come out to rejoice with us. He will join us and rejoice. He will congratulate you. He will congratulate me. At least he will understand and know that all these years, his efforts were not in vain. But it will be heartbreaking to him that when he comes out, he found out that we are exactly at the point where he left us. Fighting each other, maligning each other. He will be heartbroken. I tell you so. So whatever you do, whatever you can do for Biafra to be restored, do it. Do not look at Mazen Ebuchi. Do what you can do for Biafra to be restored. That is the only time that posterity will remember you for good. I thank you for watching this evening. I pray that as days go by, as Biafra draws closer and closer and closer each day, the life that Chukwuabiama might give you will never leave you. You will be alive to witness Biafra. We will celebrate this Biafra with our leader and every other person that has devoted his time in this project. Know you that your sweat is not in vain. The only thing that you must quit from is envy, jealousy, hatred. Quit from those things before you die untimely death. From me, from here, it is good night.
Speak.